Hi friends, welcome to Rita's Paper Motif. I'm Rita, and today I wanted to share with you some cards using the Love for You stamp set and dies. Of course, before we get started, there's a few things that I need to share with you. Number one is be sure to, or feel free to hit that like button or even the heart button. And also, it's always good to know who's watching. So if you want to shout out hello, feel free to do so. No pressure. So if you're watching here on Facebook Live, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, then please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. All right, so just a couple of more things and we're going to get started. It's going to be a short live tonight. Thank goodness, I guess. It's been a long week. I just wanted to share that September is going to be exciting. So we're kind of winding down, getting ready for that big month. It's going to be all things Christmas. Now, normally I celebrate Christmas or I present that product usually in July. So I usually have July and Christmas. But because we didn't have a lot of Christmas product available, then I just kind of waited a little bit. So we now do have the new mini catalogs, also called the seasonal catalog. And I'm just here to tell you that the product inside that catalog is gorgeous. And we are gearing up for a great month of all things Christmas. That would be holiday cards, Christmas cards, bags, boxes, tags. And so it's going to be exciting. Also, on Thursday, our Thursday lives, they're going to be an online class. So there'll be some ways that you can earn the kits to make the product that's featured on that class simply with your purchases. So know that. And then also I did want to tell you, don't forget that the kits are on sale this month. So they're up to 30% off, which is a great sales. And we're going to be using the festive tag kit for a kit together on the 14th of September. So if you want to craft with me, then go ahead and get your kit. It's called the festive kit. It's I just put it today on the Facebook page, and it's also in my blog. So you can definitely hop on over, and there's a direct link that will take you right to the kit, and you can go ahead and get your kit on sale, and then you'll be ready to go on the 14th. So it's going to be exciting. So I'm just inviting you all to join me. And then also, I just wanted to tell you, I am giving a free tutorial to everyone that signs up for my weekly newsletter. And you can do that by scrolling down on the homepage at ritaspapermotif.com and just go ahead and sign up there. And the newsletter comes out. I've been sending it out every Monday now. It's just easier for me to get it all ready and out on Monday. So if you want to be involved in this next newsletter, then go ahead and sign up. All right, enough with all of that. Let's go ahead and get started. So I really do love this stamp set. It's called Love for You. And originally, first was featured in the last mini catalog. So that would have been around Valentine's Day. So it does kind of have a Valentine's feel, I think, because of the love and the heart. But you really can use it in so many other ways as well. What I like about this stamp set is that it has the big fonts, the big words. And so for those of you that like slimline cards like I do, then these are perfect. Also, it has a lot of little sentiments that are for more than Valentine's Day. It has a thank you, congratulations, happy anniversary. Of course, it does have Valentine's as well. So those can be used in conjunction with these words, and you know, they really can be used for anything. I like that it's kind of a two-step stamp set. So you have the bigger flowers, then you have the part that goes in the middle. So you know, in real life, most of the time, when you look at a flower, the outer petals are a little bit lighter or a different tint than the middle. And so that's what's nice about these kinds of stamps. It also has a die set that it comes with, and this die set has all kinds of dies. It has dies that cut out the, so like this is, and I'm going to show you a card that I used with this. This is the die that cuts, so if you stamp So Much Love, then you could just die cut the whole thing and it would come out like that. Or you can do the shadow dies, or you can die cut the word love or for you or so much. So those are also individually available for you. Now what I will give you a tip though, when I die cut out these words, I like to use the sheets of adhesive and put it on the back of my cardstock that I'm going to die cut this out, because these words, and you'll see them in the cards, they are very thin, and it is kind of hard to get the glue on there. And then of course, you know, even though if you're using a fine tip applicator, sometimes the adhesive will ooze. So it's just kind of nice to have something that is more like the adhesive. And of course, I'm going to tell you that because the liquid glue and our relationship isn't so great. But anyway, it has all of those dies, so they just make your life a whole bunch easier. And it has the flower die, so like it has this little flower, it has a bigger flower. So those are awfully nice. So I'm going to show you some cards that I this and using the die cuts. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. So I'm just going to bring it out and show you. So what I did was I took, of course, the card base, which is the 4.5, sorry, 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I just layered the card front with some fresh freesia. And then this is the designer series from the Bright, the In Color Bright designer series packet. So this is one side of it, and then I just layered it, of course, on some fresh freesia. Then once I layered those up, I took this die. That's the die from the Love So Much die set, and I just stuck it in here and ran it through my die cutting machine, and it gave me this big nice window. And so then what I just, so when you look at it, you can just see For You, but when you open it up, it says Love For You. And then inside, it says Each and Every Day. So these, this is just a nice way, I think, to do something different with the stamps. And these are actually all cut out. So these are the dies. And you can see how thin the letters are. So that's why I use the adhesive sheets. And then of course I cut out the flowers, and then I have some little some little adhesive back dots on here as well. So in the dies you have the flower, the big flower and the small flower, so I just layered them. And then of course you have 2 leaf dies in there as well. So then I just cut out some circles. You can see they're not perfectly round. That's okay. I just wanted some interest on here and just something to bring back those flowers. And then I just put some of the pearl adhesive dots on it as well. So that was one card I made. So obviously this is, I guess it could be Valentine, but you could also use it for anything. And you know, you could send it to your mom, you could send it to your friend. I'm not sure that it's, to me, that it screams Valentine, but it definitely is a nice card. So I did want to show you a card that I did make with the Valentine theme, was the basic for this. And I just took some real red cardstock, layered it on some black, and then of course some basic white. And again, these are the, this is the word love that I die cut out, and then you. And then to get this cute little heart that is, it's kind of whimsical to me, I just went ahead and used the bouquet punch to cut those out. So if you know, you could get the red parts and then just the leaf parts as well. So what I like about the punches is you can use them for a lot of things. The leaves you can use for any leaves that you're doing your cards for. It's just nice to have these. I have to tell you that even when they retire, I hang on to my punches because many times you can use them for other things. You just have to think outside the box. So this is still available, as well as the stamp set and the dies. So if you were thinking you wanted to use something like this and then have it around for Valentine's Day when it comes, then that would be ideal. So this is the inside. And then I'm going to show you one more, and then we're going to make a card together. So this was another card that I made. And what I did was I took a 3 3/4 by 5 piece of basic white, and I just took that stamp, the small flower stamp, and then I did do a couple of the bigger flowers, but I took the smaller stamp and then just did it in fresh freesia, and then I just took this stamp and did it in gorgeous grape, and so I got this kind of effect with my flowers. And I just did it randomly on that piece of basic white, and then of course I did the leaves as well. Now I did use old olive for the leaves, but you can use any green that you like. Sometimes I go on binges, I'll use all old olive sometimes for a while, and then I switch over to granny apple green. So it really kind of is whatever you want. And then I just took a scrap piece of paper of designer series paper and just cut the banner. I did a big circle, and then I die cut some of those flowers just to put it in here. So I have this is a very floral card, but that's okay. I like flowers. And so I just put them on here. And the sentiment in the middle is happy anniversary. And I had some extra ribbon. It's kind of shiny and glittery, and I just put it on here to give it a little bit of dimension because everything else is pretty flat. So that's that. And then the inside, I just put some more of those die cuts right here, and then you could really put any message you want there or just write. Sometimes with my cards, depends on who I'm sending it to, I don't put a sentiment inside. I'll just use this to write a personal message. And then, you know, I have more room to write, right? So there, I did that. Now we're going to make one together tonight. So let me just get that out here. And so, let's see here. I have to get out all the goodies. And somebody asked me once about these plastic sleeves that I'm using. These are Avery L sleeves. They're the medium. And I use them, I use them for some of my stamps that don't have this great sturdy stamp case, that maybe I've had those stamps for a long time. And then I can just put them in there. It keeps the dust out. And it really does, you know, keep them together. They're really very sturdy, and I got them from Amazon. So you can look on Amazon if you're interested in them. I will tell you for my cards, though, I like the clear envelopes that we have in our catalog because they keep them nice and clean and clear. Keep the cards nice, clean, and clear. Excuse me there. And so let's go ahead and talk about this card. So this is a basic white. It was originally 8.5 by 11. I cut it, so this would be the 11-inch side, and this would have been the 8.5. And I just cut it, put it on my trimmer and cut it at 4 1/4. And then I did score it in the half at 5.5. So this originally was a whole piece, a whole front piece there, but I cut it in half because I'm going to do kind of a different fold for the card. And so that's why I did that. Now, I wanted to have some designer series paper. This is the designer series paper from that in color designer series paper. And so, you know, this is the bubble bath, and on one side is kind of like the variegated, and then on the other side is like a little print. But I knew if I just put this on the white part of the card here, it would kind of be drowned out. But I really do like how those things pop when you put them on, you know, a darker cardstock. And so I really do kind of gravitate to the black because I think it just, you know, really draws your eye to it. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and put our pieces together. Now this black piece, I'll tell you, is 4 by 2 3/4. So 4 by 2 3/4. And this is 3.5 by 2. And we're going to layer those together. So I'm hoping that I pull out the right glue bottle. So let's see here. Sometimes when my glue bottles have been sitting for a day or two, they get kind of, I want to use them till I can't use them anymore. So this might be one that's not going to work with me. There we go. It must be plugged up a little. Let's see if we have one that's not quite so plugged up. I can still feel that they have glue in them, so. Okay, so here we go. Lives, I like to use the liquid glue, even though it is not my adhesive of preference, because the one thing about the glue is it does give you time to manipulate your layers. So it gives you a little time to get them all even. And so I'm going to go ahead and now adhere this to the front panel right here. So here we go with that. All right, let's see here. I'm going to have to bring it up here so I can see. Okay, so now we do have that top part right there. Now I've gone ahead and cut out a lot of those flowers. I wasn't quite sure how many I was going to use, but I did go ahead and cut them out. And then here are the pearl adhesive dots that we're going to use as well. So I'll just put them right here. And before we get started, let's go ahead. We're going to put this, I'm going to adhere this strip that matches this designer series paper. I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to this black strip because it's going to go right in here. So let's do that. Then we just, all our pieces will be fitting together. Let's see here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and glue it or adhere it right on here on the card. Now, one of the reasons that that I like to do our Christmas video early is because it gives you time to order if you choose to do some of those cards. Doing it in September will give you time to order your product and then also get it done. So there we go. Now I did go ahead and cut out a circle. I'm going to show you another card where I did a square, but we're going to use a circle for this sentiment. And before I stamp on that, we always want to stamp before we stick. I'm going to go ahead and put these flowers together so they can kind of dry. And I like to do my flowers, I'm hoping that you can see. Let me move this side so we can. Okay. So I like to put the dark on the light, just because I think it really does make the light flowers pop. And you really can use any side. This is part of the other side of this designer series paper, so you can see how it's like graduated darknesses. So it starts out pretty dark bubble bath, and then it just goes to where it looks really pretty white, actually. So I'm just using the other side. Okay, just a few more here. You really can use anything to decorate your cards with. If you wanted to not use the flowers like I'm using. Let's see, did I put glue on this one? See, I forgot which one I put glue on. I think it's this one. You really can use anything you'd want to use. You can use ribbon is always a nice thing to put on your cards. But I wanted to do something that could be kind of a quick video tonight. Plus, I have used this stamp set before. I just wanted to use it one more time. When I'm choosing the product, when I'm purchasing my product, I like, oh, I got too much glue there. I like to pick something that, I can get at least 5 uses out of. And I did have a lot of glue there on my, I got all over my hand. So let me clean that up, because that will be sticking to everything. Okay. All right, so let's move on. While those are drying up, oh, here's another one. I don't know if we'll need it. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, I guess I don't have one to go there. All right. So I'm thinking, what do I want to stamp on here? Because I did want to use this, but I have already used these a lot. So I wanted to do something that would have like a simple sentiment. So I ran to my, this is always my backup stamp set. I just love it. And so I thought what I would do is I'm going to make this a happy birthday card. So I think what I'm going to do is, or I can even do a thank you card. We could, yeah, I think I'm just going to do a happy birthday. So I like the cursive, so I'm going to look for the happy stamp or the stamp that says happy. So let's see here. And these kind of fell off, so it's going to take me a moment. Let's see. This is thanks, and that is happy. Okay. So let me get my acrylic block, and then I'm going to use my memento. I did just ink this up, so it should be nice and juicy. I don't know how the weather is where you live, but it is blazing hot here today. And when you look outside, it doesn't look like that, like it's very hot. But I'll tell you what, it is, because I went to do some yard work today and I couldn't take it. So, all right, so I'm just gonna, this is a circle, so you really, it would be kind of hard to get it crooked right because it's a circle, but we're gonna go ahead and stamp it. And then we'll go ahead and put it on our card. So I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to use dimensionals. So we want to remember when we're using our dimensionals, though, that we don't want it to, we don't want to put dimensionals all over, because we don't want this sticking to the, gosh, I have this little ant that is bugging me. We don't want this sticking to this part of the card. So let's go ahead and put our dimensionals. And I'm going to see, let's see. I need to move this one. Super hard. You have time to move them. I just don't want, there we go. Okay. Let's see here. Take these release papers off of here. Okay, and okay, there we go. And now we have all these cute little flowers that we can just put around here. You could put, actually, you know what? I'm going to use my glue dots on these. You could decorate it with ribbon if you wanted to. You could decorate it with any of those kinds of things that we decorate our cards with. Ribbon. You could do twine. You could just do your adhesive backed anything, dots. Maybe this didn't get one on there. And then I did want some to go right here, just to kind of decorate that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just putting a glue dot on it. And I kind of want them to stick a little bit off. And then we're going to stamp happy birthday in there. I kind of would have done that sooner if I'd have thought. And I feel kind of like this is a fairly simple card, but I think it's just, you know, I like how it's just right. So we're going to get birthday out of this stamp set. I'll get acrylic block here. And we're going to stamp birthday right in here. Okay. So let me know if you have a favorite stamp set that you always gravitate to for the basic sentiments. Just kind of nice to share that. But this I just have it on my desk almost all the time, unless I'm just doing something really different. I do seem to gravitate towards it. So I'm going to pull this closer to me so that I can try to get it straight here. Okay, so now we have a birthday card. We can go ahead and use, I'm going to use these pearl dots to put in the middle of my flowers. And look how quickly this card just went together. Whoops. And it could be anything, like I said. It could be a thank you card. It could be a birthday card like we're making it. It could be any of those. Well, let's see here. I have glue on my fingers, and so these are sticking. So I also just want to put, I have 2 here, and I like to put odd number on my card. So I'm just, and you could definitely switch them out. You could do some darker ones. I mean, this is your card, so you can be as creative as you want with it. I've never had, I don't know, maybe that's why I have a lot of these pearl dots left, because they're so hard to get off the. Okay, one more and then we're done. So this would really be cute with some ribbon. So you could definitely do that if you wanted to. So here's a very simple card. I'll show you the one that I made similar to this. I just used, this is designer series paper from the Bright Beautiful Bright designer series paper. It comes in a 6x6 pack. It has some interesting designs. It has like a lot of like white embossed roses on it. It's and some flowers, so that's going to be fun to use. So we're going to use that another time. But this is another card that I made just like this one. Same dimensions. This is the thank you card. And I used, you know, I just cut out the flowers from the opposite side of this designer series paper. So I tried to use as much as I can from the designer series paper so I don't waste it. And then this is some more paper that was on the opposite side. So this says, thanks for all you do. It's a tiny little sentiment that comes from that Love You So Much stamp set. And then, of course, thanks comes from my beloved Biggest Wish stamp set, you know, that's always on my table here. So that's just, I just put the flowers here. There's no, you know, we used a strip here of designer series paper, but these are just flowers. So very simple cards, very simple. Let's look at all of them now using that Love You So Much. Oh, there went a die. There's the Valentine card. Here's the, using the die to do like a peekaboo card, I guess you call it, with a window card. And then here's one making our own designer series paper. So that's all using the bouquet punch and along with the dies. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. You have a good weekend, and we'll be back next Thursday with a different stamp set and a different set of cards. So have a good weekend and see you then. Bye now.